Close-up of a security camera timestamp and footage of a family being escorted out of a store. The mother is crying and the children look confused. This family was publicly shamed for being poor, but what happened next will leave you in tears. The family sitting on a bench, looking heartbroken. The children's faces, their eyes filled with confusion and sadness. In a world where judgment often comes before kindness, one family's trip to the mall turned into a moment they'd never forget. But what happened next would restore their faith in humanity and inspire millions around the world. The words, based on a true story, appear briefly before transitioning to the next scene. The screen transitions to a flashback of the family at home. The mother is sewing patches onto her children's worn-out clothes, while the father counts a small stack of bills on the table. The children are playing with handmade toys. This family had been saving for months. Every penny counted, every sacrifice made, all for one special day. A day they hoped would bring a little joy to their children's lives. The father looks at his children, his eyes filled with both love and worry. Father to the mother. "We'll make it work. They deserve this." The mother nods, but her hands tremble as she sews. She looks at her children, her heart breaking at the thought of them being judged for their circumstances. Mother, softly, "I just want them to feel like they belong, even if it's just for one day." The screen transitions to the family walking to the bus stop early in the morning. The children are excited, chattering about what they might see at the mall. The parents exchange a worried glance, knowing how little they can afford. Child, excitedly, "Mom, do you think they'll have the red dress I saw in the magazine?" Mother, smiling weakly, "We'll see, sweetheart. Let's just enjoy the day, okay?" The father grips the small envelope of cash in his pocket, his jaw tightening with determination. At the mall, the family walks into a high-end clothing store. The mother gently touches a dress on display. A store employee notices and approaches them with a disapproving look. Employee rudely, "Excuse me, but this store is for paying customers only. Please leave." The father tries to explain they're just looking, but the employee insists they leave. Other shoppers stare, some whispering judgmentally. The family walks out humiliated. Humiliated and heartbroken, the family wondered if they'd ever belong. The family sits on a bench outside the store. The mother is wiping tears and the father is trying to comfort the children. The younger child looks up at her father. Child, innocently, "Daddy, why did they make us leave? Did we do something wrong?" The father struggles to find the words, his voice breaking. Father, softly, "No, sweetheart. Sometimes people don't understand. But we'll be okay." The older child hugs their sibling, trying to be strong, but their eyes are filled with sadness. In that moment, the weight of their struggles felt heavier than ever. But little did they know their lives were about to change. As the family sits on the bench, a well-dressed woman named Jones walks by. She notices the family's distress and pauses. She kneels down to the children's eye level. Jones softly, "Hey there. Are you okay? Can I help you with something?" The mother hesitates but eventually shares their story. They were saving for months to buy new clothes for the kids but couldn't afford anything in the store. Jones, smiling, "Come with me. Let's see if we can fix this." As Jones leads the family back to the store, the screen transitions to a brief flashback of Jones as a child. She's standing in a thrift store wearing hand-me-down clothes while her mother counts coins at the counter. Jones knew what it felt like to be judged for having less. She had been that child once, hoping for a little kindness in a world that often looked the other way. The flashback ends and Jones is back in the present, her eyes filled with determination. Jones takes the family back to the same store. The employee who shamed them earlier looks shocked and ashamed as Jones approaches the counter. Jones firmly, "These are my friends and they'll be shopping here today. Please treat them with the respect they deserve." The employee nods silently, avoiding eye contact. Jones helps the family pick out clothes, shoes, and even toys for the kids. The children's faces light up with joy as they hold their new belongings. In a single act of kindness, one stranger showed that compassion can change everything. At the checkout counter, Jones pays for everything without hesitation. The family is in tears, overwhelmed by her generosity. Mother crying, "We can't thank you enough. This means the world to us." Jones smiling, "Everyone deserves to feel loved and valued. Never let anyone make you feel otherwise." The father, with tears in his eyes, shakes Jones's hand. Father emotional, "We'll never forget what you've done for us today. Thank you." The children hug Jones tightly, and the mall crowd watches in awe. Some shoppers pull out their phones to record the moment, while others wipe away tears. As Jones walks away, the family stands together, smiling and holding their bags. The video cuts to other shoppers inspired by the moment. One person buys a meal for a homeless man outside the mall, another helps an elderly woman carry her bags. Kindness is contagious. One small act can create a ripple effect, touching countless lives in ways we may never know. The children are happily trying on their new clothes, and the parents are smiling for the first time in what feels like forever. That day, the family didn't just leave the mall with new clothes. They left with renewed hope, knowing that kindness still exists in the world. Kindness costs nothing but means everything. Share this story to inspire others. A montage of the family smiling, the children playing with their new toys, and Jones waving goodbye as she walks away. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, because you never know how much someone needs it. Did this story touch your heart? Don't forget to, if you believe in the power of kindness, share to spread this message of hope. Subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us of the good in the world. One small act of kindness can create a ripple effect. Be the reason someone believes in humanity today.